All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas, and welcome to Night Moves here for Tuesday, December 2nd. We've got NBA action here on Tuesday night. We've also got some NHL and some hot college basketball on a big card on Tuesday. Time to make some money if you're me, and we'll keep it going here, keep the roll going over at Tony'sPicks.com. Thank you for joining me here on the show on a late Monday night here in Las Vegas and early Tuesday morning to the rest of the country. We're going to be here for, I'd imagine, about an hour plus, taking a look at the action here for Tuesday night, but also want to take a look at what happened on Monday night, including Monday Night Football with the Giants and the Patriots. And how'd you guys fare in Monday night's game? It wasn't very exciting there for the first half, and really didn't make for much of a game as well in the second half, as we saw the Patriots get out to a pretty big lead there and hammer away and beat the Giants on Monday night, easily covering the 7.5 points. It did go over in the end, ended up with 48 points in the game as the Patriots won their 10th in a row to improve to 11-3. Patriots scored on 5 of their first 6 possessions to start the game. Marcus Jones, hey, shout out. Where's DeAndre? Marcus Jones, Baton Rouge zone with a 94-yard punt return touchdown for the Patriots. Drake May, 282 yards, 2 touchdowns. That is prop yardage over, easy winner there for May. And Borregales had 4 field goals, even missed one, I think, there. But we've swept the props here on Tony's Picks. I also had Travion Henderson. I needed that last run that he picked up there, about 20, 25 yards to get me over in his rushing yards. Might have been even longer than that. But boy, if I try to make sure that I have it right, with the rotations and the carries, and I don't know if I had it going that way. I mean, Henderson, there definitely was a lot of Ramondre Stevenson in there. He got the start, and he was getting the bulk of the carries a little bit. Also had Tyrone Tracy under 12.5 attempts, and he did get that. But unfortunately, he left on a cart. I believe he had 10 carries at the time. You hate to win one like that, but he might have gotten another. He would have needed another 3 carries, and by that time, the Giants were pretty much in pass mode. But we'll see what's up with Tracy. Didn't look to be in a lot of pain, but he definitely left the game. Was driven off the cart there. And Jackson Dart, we almost had to attend his funeral. Again, like I mentioned, I mean, the difference between some of the quarterback, you can make yourself better by taking big chances and big risks until you can't anymore. And that's what kind of makes a elite quarterback a little bit different from a quarterback that, has signs of potential like Dart. He has a definite touch on the ball. You see him throwing the little bit of fades out there, soft touch on some of the passes. I'm not down on Dart. In fact, I'm kind of growing up. I wasn't saying that he was thrust in there. I mean, the Giants got to move on and get their act together for the future. But, his touch on the ball is pretty nice. And, man, he has a good rapport there with Wandale. But this Giants team is just another weak season here at 2-11 right now. So Patriots get the win. Hey, we had them here last night, didn't we, on Night Moves there? So, yeah, we did. Laying the points there with the Patriots with the big victory there last night over the New York Giants. Patriots also 8-2 against the spread in those 10 victories. They've gone over in 5 of their last 7. Giants could only manage 89 yards in the first half. They've lost 7 straight here now. So, and how about the Giants kicker? Kind of looked like a shank of a wedge shot there, or a little chip. If it was kicking on grass, sometimes you'd have the divot, and if it's still a short field goal, you whip your leg through and you still can boot it through the uprights. But when you do it on the new turf, it's still AstroTurf, man. Come on. If you think about it, the fake grass, and when you do that, your foot just stopped, and that was embarrassing there. And the Giants also had a muffed or a fumble on a kickoff, so just rough night. Fire the special teams coach. Is what one of my high school coaches said this past week when he lost the championship game. He said, well, we had a bad night on special teams. They kept running the kickoffs back. We should probably fire the special team coach, but I'm the special team coach, so that's not going to happen. So good game, though. Or, well, I don't know if it was entertaining. I think I was watching the Manning cast, and I thought the guests were more entertaining than the football game. But it was the Patriots getting the win here last night. Let me say hello to some folks in the chat. Hello to Mr. Weskers here. He's sounding the horn. We're ready to go here. Also, Joe Clayton, nice to see you in the chat. Hey, Joe, don't give away the plays here already. He says, give me the Spartans over. Can you believe it? December 2nd. We talked about it over the last, I don't know what it's been the last couple of years, where we're getting more league games before the Christmas break, if you will, and the Big Ten, they got to do it. So we're on league play tonight here in the Big Ten. A couple of games there. Joe also had the over in that game. You got me on that one, Joe. I thought it was under. Cal Dog, hello. As well. And Timmy Tuchu, he's ready to go. He wants a little international football here on Tuesday. So, yeah, we can have a good day here with you guys. Thank you for joining me here on the show. And like I said, we'll preview all those games here and get it rolling. But should be a good card here on Tuesday. And, man, lots of college basketball. I've picked about 5 or 6 games out, and maybe if you have some requests, we can take a look at them there. All right, there was a few games there last night also, and some other news too to go over here maybe, but a few college basketball games here from Tuesday night. Middle Tennessee rocked UAB by 15. They led by just 1 at halftime, but Middle Tennessee 3-0 versus teams outside of the top 100. Colorado rocked Cal Baptist in a matchup of undefeated teams, but Baptist got the money. Buffs trailed that one 23-9 midway through the first, and Colorado with 3 top 100 wins so far, and they got a good-looking freshman guard in Johnson that was catching my eye last night. Also, Bowling Green rocked Kansas State by 16 points as the Falcons never trailed. It was pretty much an ugly loss there for Kansas State. And Villanova rocked Temple in a Big 5 matchup. Villanova led by just 1 at halftime, but out-rebounded Temple by 21. They're 6-1, but their loss was to BYU, the only team that they've played in the top 100, and they lost that game. Hey, let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com, and I want to take a look at my performance here on Monday, because I had a couple winners in college basketball. And like I said, I did sweep the props there in football. So I'm going to go over to Tony'sPicks.com, and you can subscribe to my premium picks over at Tony'sPicks.com by using the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off those premium pick day packages. But I've also got long-term packages. You might want to get involved right now. Take a look at the handicapper leaderboards here and see who's hot. And hey, over the last 7 days, 36-17. I can figure that out. That's like almost 70. That is something like 70% right there. I'm on top of the handicapper leaderboards here for once over at Tony'sPicks.com. A pretty good run here right now, actually, as it came through with another 5-1 day here on Monday. Kind of got a winning streak going. And let's see here. Let me also shout out there, Alessandro. Good job there, man. He's hit some dogs in there. Look at that, up there, 11.5 units, despite a just a 9-15 record. Pretty good job there by Alessandro. Justin McKelvey there, my man, 11 and a half units, and he also hitting there close to 65% or so, 28 and 15, getting up there. You see Al Ninos also pretty hot there, 60% over the last week. Almost 5 units of profit. My man Jorge up there as well. And here, Al, 4-0 yesterday. Great job, Al. Missed you there, buddy, and hopefully you're doing well. Looks like you're doing well with a 4-0 day there on Monday. There I am, 5-1 on the day. Alessandro with that good day. Jorge with a couple winners. Justin and Ron Crawford up there. Tony T won his play there on Monday night. Let's take a look at my plays here real quick, and we get started with the show. I'm up there. You see, last 7 days, 15-7 in the NFL, 11-6 in college basketball, 6-2 in college football, and a couple winners in soccer as well. So I'm the hot handicapper for once here this week. There are those props that I had with Drake May passing yards over there, and let's see. Also, there's that Tyrone Tracy under there, and it kind of went the way that I was expecting there with the workload too. He did only have 2 carries in the first half, started picking up in the second half, and then Travion Henderson they're going up against that weak rush defense. Stevenson was looking good as well, and Patriots have had a weak schedule, there's no doubt. Winner here with North Alabama and Jacksonville State. Had North Alabama there plus 6 points, and also we had the under in that Temple game in that blowout there for the Wildcats over the Owls, but we took the under as our premium pick. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use that promo code TonyT. I'm going to have at least a 3-pack. I would think maybe I'll have 2 3-packs. Might as well press here a little bit with premium picks. We're on a good roll, and I'm seeing the ball like a giant beach ball floating up there. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. All right. Thank you for listening to that, and we'll get ready and get going here with our show here. Whoops, where am I at? There we go. All right, and appreciate you guys in the chat. Let me see if I can't get me right to where I like it. There we go. Man, they put so many bells and whistles on this back door here of the production site that, man, I can't even figure it out anymore. But, hey, I can figure out how to get the graphics up there with our matchups. So, and I can figure out how to get your comments up there as well. So I want to hear from you in the chat as we get the show started here with Timmy Tushu as well. Talking about that game. Cal Dog there with those winners. Oh, but not all of them were winners. Thank you, Cal Dog, for being here tonight. All right, let's get started here. We've got a nice little 6-game NBA card on Tuesday night, and I want to take a look at all the matchups with you. And we'll start it off here with the Washington Wizards taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Wizards here. Hey, we're going to be on a back-to-back. That's okay. After the Wizards, how about it? Man, what is going on with the Milwaukee Bucks? But, hey, this is about the Wizards, and they got the win there yesterday over the Bucks. That shows some promise here. They were, I think, even a little bit shorthanded in that one, but a good job here by the 76ers. I mean, by the Wizards here. Now, they do flip-flop the sites here, or Washington hits the road after winning at home over the Bucks on Monday night. They won that game 129-126. Hey, we had the Wizards, didn't we, on night moves last night, plus the points? Sure we did. We probably should take it on the money line, as they were able to knock off the Bucks in surprising fashion as a 10-point underdog in that one for the Sixers here. They are coming in here off of a loss. The Sixers lost last time out to Atlanta, but they did beat Brooklyn at least before that. Washington just 6-13 against the spread so far, 6-11 against the spread as an underdog for Philadelphia here. They are 11-7 ATS overall, 5-3 ATS as a favorite here. Total in this game currently at 235 in this one, and that's dropped just a little bit. It looks like from the opener here. Man, the Wizards look. Like I said, they were shorthanded a little bit in that game with Sar. He's definitely out right now with that groin injury. So I don't know what the timetable it quite is here, but uh, he's out indefinitely right now. Kispert questionable. Sharif Cooper questionable for the Wizards. For the Sixers, you got Drummond questionable. PG questionable. Embiid is out. Or Oubre's still out. So you know what? I think the injury report, and you don't want to be missing Sar here if you're Washington, but they got the job done yesterday against them. And that's a lot of points. Even as good as the Sixers have been, ATS wise, they've definitely calmed down here of late after kind of blistering a little bit with their spread record early on this season. So still a lot of points here now. I'm not saying Washington's breathing any life into their situation. They're still 3-16 overall, 1-10 straight up on the road so far. But you got two touchdowns basically here. Let me go to the chat and see what you guys have. I know what I want, but you guys might not like it. So let's see. All right, Timmy Two Shoes with some plays in there. Mr. Weskers is on the Sixers here to get this blowout. You figure Washington, right? I mean, they just won a game, and now they got to travel on the road. But hey, they're just playing Philly. It's not a big issue. Look, 76ers need to kick it in gear. Yeah, they do. I mean, they've got, doesn't feel like they're going to. That's a lot of points for a Sixer game, says Joe here. Yeah, but you know what? A Sixers 6-2 again to the over as a favorite. Washington 12-7 to the over overall. But I kind of agree with you guys really about the total here. And let's see. All right, I guess I do got to make my call here actually in the game between Washington and Philadelphia. All right, I kind of like the side and the total in this one actually, but I'm going to go ahead and take Washington again plus the points. I'm going to say they can stay within a dozen or less here tonight. Build up a win a little bit. I know they're on the back-to-back. Nobody's going to want them. I want them here. Give me the Wizards here against those Sixers. I'll go up against my man, Mr. Weskers here. All right, next up, the Portland Trailblazers on the long road to Toronto. Here, both teams come in losing 2 in a row. Toronto still 14-7. No panic here. Good start to the season. Portland 8-12. Got to be some concerns here a little bit right now for Portland, but they are 9-3 against the spread as an underdog this season. It's one of the best records for any team as a dog this season. Toronto's kind of been a break-even proposition for the most part this season for the Raptors. They're coming in off of a loss to the Knicks. They also lost to Charlotte on the road for a little 2-game trip, but they're back home right now where they were on a winning streak, basically at home, really clicking. So maybe they're a little bit of home road dichotomy with this team right now, but for Portland here, consecutive losses here at home. Now, they did cover against OKC. We were on them in that game to cover the spread, but they lost against the Wemby-less Spurs at home. So let me hear from you, though, in the chat in this one, Portland and Toronto. Portland's lost 7 of their last 9 overall, but they're 4-2 against the spread their last 6. They've also gone 6-3 against the spread last few years against Toronto. Toronto's just 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games. They've gone under in 5 straight, and Toronto and Portland have gone under in 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. Toronto's been an under team this season. There's no doubt about it. They're 4-9 to the under as a favorite and 3-6 to the under at home. But Portland's been an over for sure. 13-7 to the over, 7-4 to the over away, but they've had some unders here of late. Went under in that Spurs game, went under against Milwaukee as well. So let's see what you guys might have to say in this one between Portland and Toronto here in Toronto on Tuesday night. And we're going to go with, let's see here. Hey, Michael Rostello in the chat. Nice to see you today. No panic, right? No panic is what I said. And let's see, Toronto money line here for Mr. Weskers. 2 units. He likes it here, but he's wondering whether or not there's value in that juice. And Michael says these two teams are kind of the same. I don't know. I think I'm right now. I think, even record wise, I don't think it's a fluke for Toronto. I don't know if they're going to win 2/3 of their games this season like they have so far, but it does feel like I feel like it's a light. All right, and let's see there. Maybe Mr. West can get a little bit cheaper price in this one. I like Toronto here to take care of it. I like Toronto to win and cover tonight against the Blazers here. But I do find it interesting. A lot of under trends here, despite the fact that, like I said, Portland is a little bit of an over. We'll say this though about it. Even though Portland is a little bit of an over team, 13-7 overall, 7-4 the over on the road. And I said Toronto's heavy under. We know that. Portland is an underdog, just 6 overs and 6 unders. So I think you gotta look to the under a little bit there. Maybe that's the play. But I'm going to go ahead and go. I like Mr. Weskers what he said here. He says the Blazers do scare him with that. They got a nice. We know what they bring that with the good young lineup. But look at how many players are kind of seeing the shelf here right now. And Klingon is the latest here. He's questionable. Drew Holiday is questionable as well for Toronto. Podol, he's questionable, and of course Barrett is out. We'll stop mentioning him here soon. Toronto competing. They have good players, right? With Scotty, with BI, and Quickly. And Joe says, I'll go Toronto ATS and the money line. See, you guys are talking about them here right now. So, all right, I'm going to take Toronto in that one. But, yeah, we'll see here. We might have a little premium action. Who knows on the total. Knicks and Celtics here on Tuesday night. The Knicks come in 13-6. Celtics 11-9 right now, and Celtic-like. But like I said, they're starting to put it back together here a little bit of late, having 3 of their last 4 games overall, including a victory at Cleveland the other night, 117-115 is a 7.5-point dog. In that one, Boston's been covering some games here of late for sure. For the Knicks, they come in off of a 4-game winning streak here right now with all covers, really clicking here. Although most of that work was done at home. They're really, they had a couple road games where they were against Brooklyn and Charlotte, so they throttled them and covered, came home and got covers against Milwaukee and Toronto. The Knicks are 12-7 against the spread overall, but 2-6 against the spread on the road, and 1-2 against the spread as an underdog now, an underdog to the Celtics here. So maybe that kind of shows the Celtics have turned it around a little bit, but still interesting to note that the Knicks do a better job covering at home than they do on the road. And it's still Knicks and Celtics after all. The teams did meet back on October 24th. The Knicks won that one 105-95 at home, laying 3.5 to get that money. Now, Boston is here 4-7 to the under as a favorite. Knicks are 3-5 to the under on the road here. And this total, man, 230.5 right now. In fact, I'm showing that in some sites here that the Knicks have actually moved here to the favorite since I entered in the spread. I think it's only fair to move it to at least probably a pick 'em. Circa's, the sharp books are really the only ones kind of hanging on here to the Celtics as a favorite. I don't know if it's a public move on overnight. That's usually not the case, but it does feel like the shift here to the Knicks. And yes, I mean, they are the better team with a better record, better spread record right now. It's just that the Celtics are finally starting to get something together here after the, kind of weak start that they've been on. We know Shamet is out here for the Knicks, and for Boston, Queta is probable. Derek White is probable. Pretty clean injury reports, really, in this matchup. So I'll see what you guys have, and then I'll make my call here because I know what I'm doing. And let's see what you're doing in the chat with this one. And let's see here. All right. Michael says the Knicks are bad. The Knicks are bad in Boston, says Michael. So for sure the Celtics cover here. The Knicks don't play any defense in Boston. Okay. And let's see. Who's missing from the Knicks there, right? Who is missing from the Knicks? Well, like I said, I think it looks pretty clean, actually. Don't you agree, guys? All right. All right, and for me in this one, I'm going to take the under here with the Knicks and the Celtics. Give me the under in this one for sure. I like this one. Maybe that is my freemium here, it feels like. I like the under in Knicks and Boston here tonight. Joe says hard for him to take Boston right now. Okay. Well, I don't, like I said, I think this is about as good as it's got, for Boston here over the last few games, just because of the 3 victories in 4 games. I mean, that feels like about as, Boston is a team that hasn't really put much of a winning streak together yet. Seems like just when they get a few wins, they've been throwing in some losses. We know they should be better than this. We know they're not as good as last year, but still with this coach and some of these stars. We know the superstar has been out he'll be out here most of the season. Hey, there's Joe. He likes the Knicks there. And let's see, Josh Hart can hit some threes. It takes him a quarter to get heated up. Michael says the under is fine with the shooting. And Mr. Weskers, he always likes the Celtics a little bit. He's a sentimental guy. All right. Knicks have covered 4 of their last 5. They won 5 of their last 6 overall. Knicks have covered 6 of the last 8 meetings against Boston. New York's gone under in 6 of their last 7. Boston's gone under in 7 of their last 10. And 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Boston's won 6 of their last 8 and covered 5 of their last 6. Give me the under here with the Knicks and Boston on Tuesday night. Timberwolves at Pelicans, NBA action here on Tuesday night in Nolans. And we've got here the Timberwolves coming in with, right now, 12-8 record, looking pretty good. We know the Pelicans are probably one of the, if not the worst team in the league, and they're back on a losing streak right now, just 3-18 here currently for the Pelicans. Pelicans still, though, a little bit over 500 when it comes to covering the spread. Meanwhile, Minnesota a little bit overrated this season, 8-12, ATS 7-9, ATS as a favorite, 4-6 ATS on the road. New Orleans been a pretty big over this year, especially at home and in the underdog role. They're 7-4 to the over at home, 12-8 to the over as a dog. Now, Minnesota's been going under here quite frequently, actually, of late. They've gone under in 8 of their last 10. New Orleans has gone over in 6 of their last 9, and 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over. We know New Orleans in a terrible funk here right now with this stretch of losses. They're 1-12 straight up in their last 13. They're 6-2, however, against the spread in their last 8 games. So get the points, get the money. The Pelicans at least been doing that. Minnesota, like I said, generally not covering the numbers pretty well here, but they are off of a win and cover over San Antonio. They also beat Boston at home here for a little 2-game winning streak right now. And like I said, for New Orleans, even though they got beat pretty handily at home on the road by Golden State and the Lakers, they got the money in those games, getting 9.5 against the Warriors and 15.5 against the Lakers. I took the Lakers on Sunday night in that one, and they were led by, I don't know, what was it, 22, 23, I don't know, was it 27? I don't know, they were blowing them out. But steadily, the Pelicans kind of came back, fought back, got the money. In fact, they were covering pretty much the entire late third, fourth quarter there. Minnesota's 2-4 against the spread their last 6. They've won 10 of their last 15 overall and failed to cover in 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. So let's see what you have in this one between Minnesota and New Orleans here on Tuesday night in the chat. Let's hear from you. All right. And Timmy says, how about the over in this one with Minnesota and New Orleans? Do you think you could go over? Currently, man, I'm seeing a move here right now. Hey, we're live on Night Moves, and I'm showing it up here maybe to 236.5. Kind of getting a little bit of a move to the over here in this one between Minnesota and New Orleans. We saw some scores last night, pretty outrageous, right? A lot of overs last night. There were some unders in there too. Of course, we did score last night. Man, we had a good night here on Night Moves. Actually, I shouldn't bury the lead. Cleveland and Indiana over. We had the winner in that one. I had the Wizards. I said I had the under and the Hawks and the Pistons. I had the over and the Bulls and the Magic. Did we sweep the board? We had the Heat over the Clippers minus the points. We had the Nets plus the points at home. And we had Utah. Oh, we went 8-1 on the show last night. Man, if we start the show over, I want to hype myself. We won on the premiums. We went 8-1 here on the show. We can go back and watch it. Won't be exciting, but to finish it up, we did have Utah over Houston. My one loss was Dallas and Denver game. I went under in that one, and we did have the Suns there over the Lakers. LeBron got 10 points, by the way, in case you tuned out. I don't know if that was drama or what, but Lakers got blown out in that game. We had Phoenix. All right, let me stop bragging here. We could go back to that one day of hockey last week where I went 0-7. So let's see. So Timmy says here, Mini and Pelicans over. Okay, I'm in. Give me the over here, Timmy. Appreciate it. Timmy will make my play for me. I'll take the over in this one with Minnesota and New Orleans. It's pretty high total, but man, it's probably about a few points higher than I bet. I like the over. I don't like the price. I'll make it my free play here. Mr. Weskers likes the Pelicans, but he doesn't know if he can pull himself to do it. He's close. Maybe I can put him over the top, but I'm going to go with the total. Michael says, let's go over and just move on, Ramon. Come on. Get a move on here. And maybe Ant for 4 threes, but will he be interested in the game there actually with a 9.5 point spread? Maybe they'll be blowing them out. Pelicans will be chucking it up there and missing. Who's coming down with the boards without Zion in here, right? The Zion train out here again right now. Other injuries to be concerned with in the matchup here between Minnesota and New Orleans. Let's see if we can get those injuries going. Oh, Zion's probable. See, there you go. What am I doing? Zion probable in this game there after his rest. And Murphy questionable, Makovich questionable, Herb Jones questionable, and Jordan Hawkins questionable. All the injuries are on New Orleans here. Jordan, all the new injuries, a lot of questionable, and Zion probable here. So there you go. Michael says he likes the Pelicans mascot. I can't think of the Pelicans mascot's name. I know it. Okay. Mr. Weskers says, I'm tired of laying these big points with Minnesota. They never can get there. I think that's what Mr. Weskers is saying. Magic Bulls, right, with that high score. Heat Clippers went for 260. Rockets Jazz went for 260 or 258. Laker game snuck over there, even though I think the early bettors got the under, but the late bettors lost if they took the under. But still, you had Cleveland and Pacers with 254. Bucks and Wizards 255. What happened to the Hawks and the Pistons? It was 99-98. But other than that, a lot of points. So I'm going to take the over in this one. All right. And let's see here. Where does it go if Zion is in? I think it's built in. I think it reflects. I still think the Pelicans are that bad. I think Zion is already in. I think this is actually factored in there. So we'll see. I if I have the status wrong, let me know. But I feel like Zion's in this game. I feel like it is built in. So I don't know if we'll see much of a move here. The move in general, let me take a look at this. The move in general so far, um, it's been to the Wolves. Yep. All right, the Grizzlies here taking on the Spurs. And the Grizzlies are getting things going here right now. We'll see if it's a little bit of a fluke or whether or not they'll remain hot. They played New Orleans Clippers and Sacramento. So, going up against the Spurs is going to be another issue. Even without Wemby, we know the Spurs are still kind of playing pretty well without him. But Memphis has won and covered here 3 straight games over a very subpar opposition, no doubt about it. For the Spurs here, they are coming in off of that loss to Minnesota, 125-112, got blown out on the road after they had won a couple of road games. And back home here now after a 4-game road trip. There we go. Oops. Sorry, gang. There we go. For Memphis here, they're one of the worst underdogs in the league right now. 2-10 ATS win, getting the points. Did been, no doubt on that little bit of a run here. They covered as a dog against the Clippers. They were actually favored against New Orleans and Sacramento. So back to their role where they're not so good. The Spurs are 6-3-1 against the spread at home. Memphis has been a big time under this season. 7-14 to the under, 4-8 to the under as a dog, 3-8 to the under on the road. And even though maybe San Antonio trends over a tiny bit, they've gone under in 6 of 10 home games. So let's see how you have it here in this one with Memphis taking on San Antonio here. I think the injury report is pretty light with this game. You got Ja out, but we already knew that. He's been out now for a couple of weeks, but we're still going to mention him because hopefully he can get back here soon. Javon Small's questionable right now. Jerome's out here indefinitely. Pippen, these injuries are piling up, but still been pretty good for Memphis here over the last couple of games. Spurs missing Wemby, of course. McLaughlin's still questionable, and Castle, he's still out too. So injuries both ways here, but again, nothing too impactful as far as it feels like the short term, heading into the game here on Tuesday night, if you know what I mean. So let's hear from you in the chat with this one. Memphis here taking on the Spurs. Memphis has actually covered 5 of their last 6. Coming into this one, they've gone under in 7 of their last 9 games. They're actually 17-3 in the last 20 games against San Antonio. But Memphis, they've obviously been better than they are here right now this season. Spurs won a matchup here back about 3 weeks ago, 111-101 here in San Antonio, laying 6 and covering. The total on that night was 234, and it did go well under. Spurs have covered 5 of their last 7. They've won 9 of their last 11 at home, and they've actually lost 12 of the last 13 games, 11 of the last 12 games at home against the Grizzlies. And now you're without Wemby, and the Grizzlies are playing a little bit better, and you're getting a few points here. It's tough because of that Memphis underdog record being so pitiful against the spread. What do you think in this one, gang? There's definitely some intrigue as far as these numbers are concerned, it feels like. All right, let me see here. What you got there is Andrew Wingfield in the chat. Nice to see you there today. And Timmy went with, I think, the under here in this one. And does Ja just bring a team down when he's in there? So maybe that's part of it, huh? Michael says he likes the Grizzlies here. A lot of people down low. They can score. They got pace. Spurs are playing slower without Wemby. Thank you, Michael. What a great breakdown. Memphis covers their wins because they need to keep winning. Got that 3-game winning streak here right now, and I probably like them too. Man, that 2-10 record is rough for sure. But again, the Spurs not only missing Wemby, but Castle. That's been a little bit of of note anyway. Now San Antonio did cover. They upset Denver and they beat Portland as well. So like I said, they've done fine here without Wemby. It feels like. All right, give me the points here with Memphis. I'm just going to go with a close game, I think, in this one, and figure the points are going to be good enough on Tuesday night. All right, Spurs at home are as strong as any, says Mr. Weskers. Yeah, they're 8-2 straight up at home this season. And I got one more in the NBA, and why not? Look at this. But Thunder, 12-point favorite here against the Warriors here. Yeah, it's not a total complete Warriors team here right now, we know. And the line's been going up. The send out was as low as 8.5 because Steph Curry's out of this game with that quad soreness still. It's been almost a week here now. Jackson Davis questionable. Big Al's been out here for the Thunder. Caruso questionable. Dort is out of this game. Hartenstein, he's still out here right now. He's going to be out for a while with an ankle sprain. So Thunder is still a 12-point favorite because they're the Thunder. They come in here 20-1 right now. The Warriors 11-10. It's been a struggle for sure. A lot of people blaming Jimmy Buckets. The chemistry falling apart here again. Kerr always seems to fix it eventually, but yeah, a little bit of issue here for sure. Oklahoma City actually has failed to cover here in 3 straight games, laying these points at home, on the road, all the double digits. But still just about a 50-50 proposition against the spread this season. Warriors, same thing, not the big-time spread winner, but 6-3 ATS at home. That's where they've done their best work in covering some numbers here. So, yeah, could the Warriors just find a way at least to stay within the money, even without Curry here in this one? Warriors are 13-8 to the over this season, but just 4-5 to the under at home this season. Let me hear from you in the chat. Let's see what you have in this one. Final game of the night. Oklahoma City and Golden State. Remember, this one's the late 11 p.m. Eastern time start on Peacock. This is a late game each week here now on Tuesday nights. Oklahoma City's on a 10-game winning streak. They've failed to cover in 6 of their last 8. They're also just 1-4 against the spread their last 5 against Golden State, even though they've won 5 of their last 7 against the Warriors. Golden State's just 1-5 against the spread their last 6 games overall, and just 2-4 straight up in their last 6. 11 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone over, and the Warriors, like I said, they're pretty solid winning games at home. But can they get this one? Man, that's a lot of overs between these two teams. But without Curry in there, and what do you guys think? Let me go to the chat. Our final game on the NBA card on Tuesday night. The chat All-Stars here. Timmy Choo says you got Jalen Williams, you got Jalen Williams, you got Jalen Williams, you got Jalen Williams, and you got SGA. Mr. Weskers, he's going to always be there for me and Weskers. We're Kerr guys, okay? I mean, I get a little bit perturbed when people going out there, getting on Kerr. You got to count the rings. Kerr, he gets down with the team, and they have respect for him, so he'll get him out of any situation, Mr. Weskers says. Blowout alert. Oh, no. Take the under. It's always safer. It's always safer there with taking the under in these blowouts than a dice roll on those spreads. Well, I mean, we could just roll the dice. I was going to roll the dice maybe for the over-under. I've either got an under or maybe I can go with the over. You thought I had some scientific method with rating? No, I'm just going to roll the dice here. And take over, under, and spreads with you guys. You think that I've run up that 70% record over the last 7 days with my handicapping skills? Good thing I've got these dice here next to me. All right, Timmy likes OKC by 12. And Mr. Wesker says Curry is out. Butler's a chemistry killer. The rest of the team is not even talented. The whole idea of okay, see, Mr. Wesker just was propping up his Kerr there, but all right, it's a nightmare in Golden State. I thought Kerr can fix it. You just told me Kerr can fix it. All right. What do you got here? I'm going to make my call here in this one between Golden State and Oklahoma. Oh, what do you got? One more here? Right. You got to go with the dice, man. You got to go with the dice. It's easier. It's faster. All right. Hey, I'm going to make my call here in this one between Golden State and the Thunder here. And I'm going to take the under in this one at 220.5. That's a look at the NBA here for Tuesday night. Thank you to the chat all-stars. Really good contributions tonight, despite our light crowd here. It looks like I got a few dozen of you here with me right now, so appreciate you joining me here. Andrew says put the Thunder in a parlay piece with some of these big favorites, maybe. Who? The Sixers, maybe? The Timberwolves? You want to just lay these big favorites? And Andrew's with me. He'll go under, right? It's tough to go, a couple unders on this card like I am after seeing all those high scores last night. But, hey, we took an over here as well. So, I'm always leaning under. But we got pinball scores there a little bit. ABA from the 1970s. All right. Well, Mr. Weskers is here, so I better do college basketball next. And let's get to it. We've got a nice card too, man. I probably should load up more games here. I've really just picked the marquee matchups of the night, actually, but we probably could have gone a little deeper with this great card here, including a lot of major conference teams. And like I said, the Big Ten, we're underway. Let's get to it in the Big Ten, man. Woo! We got a good one here to start the season. In the Big Ten, can you believe we've already rolled through non-conference play a little bit here in the Big Ten? We know we got, some conferences, many conferences won't start until after the holiday, but here we go with this one. You've got Iowa coming in here, taking on Michigan State. What a matchup here. Both teams come in undefeated. Now, Michigan State's ranked 7th. I think they forgot about Iowa. That won't be long before did they get ranked? I actually missed the poll today, but I think they were ranked. Might have got ranked. They might not here, but Iowa's undefeated too. Don't sleep on Iowa right now. Granted, they've had some easy victories here. They beat Grand Canyon. That's not always easy, but they covered. They've been winning and covering. Have the Hawkeyes won and covered against Ole Miss. They won and covered against Chicago State. How about that yesterday? What happened? The weather prevented that big matchup between teams without any victories. Yesterday morning, I was doing a broadcast and said, hey, let's preview the early game. It just canceled it. That game's not played between, who was it? Chicago State and South Carolina State. The teams were a combined 0-16. South Carolina State couldn't make the game. That's all right. The parents weren't even going to show up to that one. Iowa here right now also win and cover over Southeast Missouri. They win and cover against XU. They're 6-1 against the spread here right now, but it is the first true road game of the season here for Iowa. And then you got to go into East Lansing. And Michigan State just 4-3 against the spread so far, 3-2 ATS as a favorite. Michigan State, they're winning and covering though right now. They, of course, throttled UNC there last week, 74-58 is a 1.5 point favorite. They drubbed East Carolina, covering 20.5. They smashed the Detroit Titans. They've covered 4 in a row. They also won and covered against Kentucky. So they're getting rolling here. It feels like for sure right now are the Michigan State Spartans. But, give Iowa some credit coming in here with a winning record, undefeated record here right now. I want to hear for you from you in the chat. Does this one catch your attention here with Iowa and Michigan State here on Tuesday night? See what the chat says about this one. Okay. Let's see here. Mr. Wesker says he thinks this thing's gone up to 7 already here right now. Michigan State taking that action. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing right now here 6 at Circa. I'm showing 6.5 offshore. I don't have any 7s yet. What book? Oh, man, let me take a look at my betting app here real quick and see if I can narrow it down and find some 7s out there as well. Maybe want to get involved with that dog here. I'll go to the one where I have many books lined up and ready to go, but I want to see if we got any kind of 7 out there. That'd be interesting. 51 games today, they tell me, in college basketball. All right. Well, I'm not seeing, but that's all right. That's all right. Maybe the line is on the move here currently. I'm showing, yeah, I can't find it. But thank you, Mr. Weskers. Maybe I'll wait and see on that. And Michael just doesn't like college basketball. He doesn't. Kids are still in school. They're making more money than the teachers. That's for sure, right? Mr. Weskers on a back. Izzo here as always, huh? Jimmy says maybe Michigan State. Michael's got some handicapping angle there. I don't know if it is more remote. Iowa and Michigan State under here. Yeah, you know what? Look at the move here a little bit, right? Well, it opened 138 at some books. I'm going to take Michigan State here in this one. All right, could go OT, huh? Andrew says Michigan State can't shoot. Take Iowa. All right, I think I just committed to Michigan State. Game will be 1 on the boards and the free throw line. All right, I'm on Michigan State, though. I guess I'm committed to it. And I'll lay 7. Mr. Westwood said it's 7. So give me -7 with Sparty in this one. Oops. Florida and Duke. College basketball action here on Tuesday night. A good one here with top teams for sure. And look at this one. I mean, you got the champs coming in here, 5-2. Duke 8-0 so far. Man, Duke doing the business and covering 6-2 ATS so far. 3-1 ATS as a favorite. Florida 1-6 ATS on the road. I'm sorry, 1-6 ATS overall, but 1-0 against the spread on the true road this season. They won and covered at Miami as a 14-point favorite. This is the first time Florida will be an underdog this season, and man, are they a big underdog here at +8. They got a still pretty good team here, despite a couple losses this season. The surprise was losing to TCU there last week as Florida dropped that game to the Frogs. Duke here, meanwhile, beat Arkansas last week, 80-71 as a 12.5-point favorite, did not cover. Beat up on Howard, beat up on Niagara, covered against KU, and walloped Indiana State as part of that strong 8-2 record here so far this season. Now, these two teams are combined 3-12 to the under so far this season. You know, Duke has had a home-heavy schedule. They've gone under in all 7 games, probably with some of the best defense in the nation so far this season. I think that's just a fact. And we think of Duke and everything they do right, but man, they've really squelched some of these teams at home this season. Duke has gone under in 5 straight overall. Florida's gone under in 5 of their last 6. Florida still, looking back, they've still gone 17-2 in their last 19 games, dating back to last season. But Duke has won 20 straight games at home right now. So let's see what you guys have in this one with Florida and Duke. Man, that's a lot of unders, but this is a good game. Let's see what you got in the chat. All right. Let's see here. Mr. Wesker says he's going to lay 7 here with Duke. And let's see here. This Florida team is no good, says Mr. Wesker. Yeah, but they're not like last year, right? Yeah, Timmy says that they'll get close. Like I said, it's a heavy under, but I want to go over in this game at 157. Andrew says Duke will cover here. The total's actually gone up, I believe. Let me see here. It opened 155 and a half, the low opener. We're looking at pretty much 157, 157 and a half everywhere. I'm going to go over in this one despite these trends. I mean, I'm Mr. Trend, but I'm thinking over in this matchup with Florida and Duke. Yeah, I got to go over with these two in this, just with this matchup itself, I think is what I feel like. Look, these teams haven't met in 8 or 9 years. So, okay, Camden is a hard place to play with that huge home court advantage. And they're all over those visiting teams. The Missouri Tigers take on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. College basketball action here for Tuesday. The Tigers come in undefeated here right now. Notre Dame, meanwhile, just 5-3 so far. They've lost 3 of their last 5 coming in, including to Houston last time out. So, hey, can't fault them there. They beat Rutgers, did not cover, lost to KU. Beat Bellarmine, but lost to Ohio State. I don't know. It sounds like you play a top team and they're not too good. Where do you put Missouri in that group? Missouri coming in here undefeated, but they failed to cover against South Carolina State, laying 35. They failed to cover against Prairie View, laying 34.5. But anything less than that, that's where they maybe have been able to get a few covers here. Missouri, so far, 3-5 to the under this season. Meanwhile, Notre Dame 3-5 to the under as well coming into this one. But just to pick them here at home. See if you guys have any opinion here on this one with Missouri and Notre Dame here on Tuesday night in South Bend. I want to hear from you in the chat if you have any opinion on this one. And I'll make my call here. Let me see here. We got some comments. Timmy says, Notre Dame for him, please. He'll take the Irish. Man, I might agree with them there. And maybe it's going to go over here, says Cal Dog. I think that's the way it's gone so far, right, Cal Dog? Let's see. Notre Dame was it was one. Oh, no, well, it's actually gone down here a little bit. Some of the books, I think it's all been all over the place. So feels like 149.5 or so right now. All right, for me in this one, I'm going to go ahead and take Notre Dame. I think they'll win this one at home against undefeated Missouri. I'm taking the Irish in this one. How about this one? Connecticut taking on KU. Can you believe KU 6-2 right now? They're ranked down there barely in the top 20. I don't even know if they're in the top 20 right now. Now, Connecticut is the top 5 team here currently. They are 6-1 so far this season. KU 6-2, couple losses in here for the Jayhawks. They lost to Duke, of course, remember, as a 11-point dog. They end up losing that one by 12, but they're in off of a win over Tennessee last out. Beat them 81-76 as an underdog. They covered against Syracuse as a favorite. They beat Notre Dame 71-61. They beat Princeton by 19 points. KU is 3-1 against the spread at home, but 1-2 against the spread as an underdog. Connecticut, though, meanwhile, just 2-5 against the spread so far this season, and this is their first true road game. They're 1-2 against the spread as a favorite coming in. Yeah, they're about a 2-point favorite here in this one against the Jayhawks. These two teams are combined 4-11 to the under so far this season. KU is 0-4 to the under at home, although they are 2-1 to the over as a dog. We hear from you in the chat. If you like this one, Connecticut's just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. They've won 6 of 7, as I said. Also 15-5 on the road, dating back to last season straight up. Kansas has won 8 of their last 9 at home, dating back to last season. And they've gone under in 5 of their last 6. I'll go to the chat now and see if there's some picks from you guys. From the chat All-Stars. And let's see, Michael here says, let's see, Huskies are good road dogs. He'll take the Huskies on the money line. They're a slight favorite, but I don't think that, it's close enough. That's close enough. Thank you, Michael. Great pick. Cal Dog on KU. And let's see here. Cinna figured it out in the chat. Hi, Cinna. And he says, only -2. That's strange there at -2. Timmy Choo wants Kansas. Yeah, you're right, Michael. It's basically a pick 'em, right? And Mr. Weskers, he knows how I hate Dan Hurley, and he loves him. So, we can't always get along. But, I'd probably fight Dan Hurley if I met him in person. Mr. Weskers, Kansas there, I think. Let's see. Connecticut kind of weird. Are they correcting things there? Don't expect Connecticut, right, to be look, they've got a decent record here. All right, I'll make my call on this one. I just tried to tell you about all these unders, but I got to go over with this one at 141. Let me make sure here. Oops. Well, I think I'm already not going to backtrack now after I said it right here on the show, but did want to peek at the numbers here a little bit since I got on the air here. And I'll take the over in this one. Okay, Andrew, he wants the Mr. Wesker. Okay, see, Mr. Weskers, I don't know when you're serious or not. Okay. Oh, Andrew wants the injury report here for Connecticut and Kansas. Thank you, Andrew. I'm sorry. Let me get it for you here. We do have one major injury. And Kansas is Peterson. Now he is out. He is out for sure here. So they're going to be missing his 21.5 points per game. He's only played in 2 games here right now, 2 stints. He's been out. Corbett Allen, he's out for the season now. They lost him. Oh, that's an old injury. Terrace Reed of Connecticut, he is questionable. That's an important player as well. 15.5 point per game scorer, 8 rebounds. Mr. Wester's UConn money line. Andrews on UConn here. You guys are no doubt. Peterson is kind of a game changer. And thank you, Mr. Wester's. Great insight here. And playing tough teams, he says. Connecticut playing tough teams here of late. Like we said, some of those opponents so far for Connecticut, they beat Illinois, they beat BYU. They beat Columbia by 27, but they didn't cover 33. But man, I'll tell you what, Columbia, what an interesting team they are. It feels like they're actually pretty decent. The Lions are 7-1 here right now. I'm going to keep an eye on my Columbia Lions. And finally, I'm going to go with one more conference game. One more conference game here, huh? USC and Oregon. SC's 7-0 here right now. So far, Oregon's lost 3 straight games coming in, albeit to some good teams. They lost to Creighton, they lost to San Diego State, and they lost to Auburn. They have not covered at all. They're 0-7 against the spread this season, the Oregon Ducks. So you wonder if there's some issues here. I mean, you got Biddle, you got Shellstad, but for whatever reason, it's been a little bit of a rugged start, and they've lost these 3 games in a row. They're on a 0-7 ATS. Man, for USC, they're on a winning streak here, obviously, having not lost yet this season, but they failed to cover against Seton Hall. They failed to cover against Boise. They failed to cover against Troy, but they did cover against ASU last time out in a 13-point win. They're 4-3 ATS so far. USC is 0-2 to the under at home. I'm sorry, on the road this season. Oregon, meanwhile, just 4-3 ATS to the. I'm sorry, 4-3 to the over so far this season. I'll get it right. So, interesting matchup here to start the conference season at Knight Arena. SC has failed to cover 5 straight against Oregon to make things even a little more complex. And Oregon still, no matter how you look at it, they've won all 4 home games so far this season. They are 0-2 as an underdog, though. Those came on the neutral trail, I think, a little bit. Let's hear from you in the chat. I mentioned Biddle. He is questionable here. That's kind of a big injury for Oregon. I mean, that might be part of their problem. But he's played in 6 of the 7 games this season here, and averaging 16.5 points per game and 7 rebounds. Pryor is the forward here for Oregon. He's questionable. Rodney Rice questionable for SC here, but man, interesting to note that home spread record, man. Okay, let's hear from you in the chat. This one's a handicapper's delight, huh? All right, Cal Dog on SC. And okay, yeah. Oregon isn't great against Big Ten division. I think that's what he's saying there. I think that's what Michael's saying. Ducks here. Timmy Chushu says, hey, they may have been losing these games, but he'll take them here. Man, Baker Mazzara averaging 20 points per game. You got Coffee on the board. You got hopefully Rice will be in there. It's a key. I mean, that's their playmaker, Rodney Rice. So you do want him in there. Andrew says it's a low total and Oregon is trash plus. I think, is that just slightly above trash? All right. Well, I got to make my call here in this one between USC and Oregon. I got to take the Trojans here, especially if Biddle is going to be out of this game here right now. They'll have no answer here for Baker Mazzara. I'll take SC to win on the road over Oregon here on Tuesday night. That's a look at college basketball, but like I said, big card, 51 games, so make sure you join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'm on a pretty good roll in college basketball. I'm going to fire off probably a couple 3-packs tomorrow, it feels like, when I'm looking at the rest of this card here. So make sure you join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'm going to keep the winning going here. Appreciate all the subs as well. All right, let's go to the National Hockey League here on, whoops, I think I got that's the wrong matchup here. So the National Hockey League here on Tuesday night and take a look at a pretty big card here. So we'll be here a few minutes talking hockey with you on Night Moves. First up, you've got, oh man, let me get the right matchup here. I'm sorry about that. I hate when I do that. And I'm trying to do a better job on getting my goalies right. You guys have been pretty good in the chat. You got another one there the other day where I just had the old or the wrong goalie in there. I mean, very few of them are confirmed anyways, but I usually take pride in knowing the goalies that are coming up. Like I said, I take a kind of a consensus of several sites and then kind of make my own, decision. And man, I just feel like last year I was way better at knowing which goalies were going to start. I don't know if it's a league-wide trend that I'm kind of not seeing, but all right, here we go. Senators and my Montreal Canadiens in this one on Tuesday night. Senators going to be a slight favorite, it looks like, on the road here against the Habs. Montembeault is confirmed in the goal here for Montreal on Tuesday night for Sam. He comes in here with a 5-5-1 record, 3.48 goals against, 86.5% save percentage. But man, he's lost 4 straight decisions right now. Montreal 13-8-3 coming in. Ottawa 12-9-4. Ottawa's lost 2 straight. Montreal's won 3 of their last 4. But he did Montembeault. Let's see here. Stopped. Oh, he did win his last start. He won the game against Golden Knights, stopping 30 of 31 shots there the other night in Montreal's 4-1 win. Then I believe it was Dobish that got rocked in that game against the Avalanche, 7-2 to stop the 3-game winning streak. Montembeault here, good option here, but man, the Senators with Ullmark in here, they've lost 2 in a row. They just finished up a massive road trip. Or no, they're still in the midst of this long road trip right now, Ottawa. I think this might be the last stop, but man, they've been on the road a long time here, well over a week, playing a lot of games. But this matchup seems to me to favor Ottawa here. You got a good offensive team against a Montreal team that, quite frankly, is not looking great here defensively. This is kind of tough because I want to take Ottawa, but that road trip just kind of scares me right now. That's okay. They're 6-6 straight up on the road. Montreal is 9-3 to the over at home this season, 9-2 to the over as an underdog. They're underdogs quite a bit here actually at home, but oh man. Okay, am I going to actually pull the trigger here pull that trigger and take Ottawa Senators? I am. I'm going to take Ottawa here as a slight favorite over Montreal. Interesting that they're a favorite actually, but I'm going to take the Sens here on the road at minus $1.15. All right, and Cal Dogs on Montreal. And let's see here. Montreal for Michael. Says good goalie. They need a win. And Timmy Two Shoes has the Senators and a goal and Stutzel to get a goal here. All right. I'll take the Senators. Now I've got the Bruins taking on the Red Wings here. Bruins getting back to a good record here right now, 15-12. Wrong with Detroit all of a sudden. Man, they're a $2 favorite on a 4-game losing streak right now. Consecutive losses to New Jersey, Nashville, Tampa Bay, and this Boston team just the other night. A few days ago, Boston and Detroit was 3-2. The Bees won it at home. Now they turn around, go here to Detroit. Can the Red Wings return the favor here on the Bruins right now and snap this 4-game winning streak? Detroit's still 8-6 at home, but Boston, one of the best underdogs in the league at 13-10. Meanwhile, Detroit 4-7 as a favorite, and they're a $2 favorite here. Well, they are probably a little bit better than Boston, but come on, I'm not. I'm going to take the puck line at least here with Boston, I think, in this one. Let's see what you got in the chat, and I'll go over some of the trends here right now for these two rivals, if you will. Boston currently in second place in the Atlantic, but they are just 6-7 on the road. Detroit 8-6-1 at home so far, fourth place in the division. So $2 favorite at home, despite being trailing them in the standings on a 4-game losing streak. Yeah, give me a Boston here plus a goal and a half in this one. I'll take the Bees here, and it is oh man, minus $1.55. Crazy to think about that. This one probably going to be an 3-2 game again, huh? All right, I guess I'm committed though. Give me Boston here. I didn't even realize it was going to be minus $1.55. I figured $2 dog here, $1 $1.65 on the puck line. I figured maybe minus $1.35 at worst. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and take the Bruins here on the puck line. Feels like 3-2 though, all over again. And Michael says maybe just the Red Wings team total here. I imagine he means over on that, but Cal Dogs with me going to take the Bruins here. And Timmy will just take the Bruins on the money line. Well, I mean, we can't get a pretty good price, so why not? All right, yeah. In this one for Boston, they've won 4 of the last 5 meetings actually over Detroit here. 4 of the last 5 games between these two teams have gone under, although Detroit's gone over in 6 of their last 7 on the road. Boston's gone under here of late. 4 of their last 5 overall have gone under. So, all right. And Timmy takes his standard geeky to score a goal. Tampa Bay Lightning on the road here, taking on the New York Islanders. Tampa Bay coming in now at 16-7-2. This is Tampa Bay hockey, man. They're on a roll right now, looking like old Tampa Bay or recent Tampa Bay or new Tampa Bay. I don't know, but they're winning them all. With this winning streak here right now, win over the Rangers last time out. They blasted Detroit, crushed Calgary, shut out Philly. They're on a pretty good run here, are the Lightning. Currently, Tampa Bay is on a 7-game winning streak. They've won 5 straight on the road. Islanders have gone under in 8 of their last 9. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Not a bad price, $1.40 for the way things are going. It feels like right now Islanders have lost 6 of their last 7 games at home and 4 of their last 5 games overall coming in. Tampa Bay 8-2 on the road this season, and the Islanders are just 5-6 at home. All right, see how you got it. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. And let's see here. Lightning for Timmy. And Cinna figured out likes the Lightning on the puck line. And they're hot right now. And Mike says that the Islanders just don't play them well, right? Like I said, Tampa's won 4 out of the last 5 between these two teams. So Tampa Bay on the puck line. You guys are hot on Tampa. I'm going to agree with you guys. I'll take them on the money line here at minus $1.40. Hey, it's up to me to make sure we get the wins, okay? So I'll go a little bit conservative, but especially with all these 1-goal games, you guys. Puck line, though, for Cal Dog, he ain't scared. He'll lay an extra 1.5 goals here in this one with this hot Lightning team. Huh? Just been terrific right now, and getting back to that championship form. It does feel like watching them, doesn't it? Looks like the Lightning of the past a little bit. They've never really gone anywhere. It's just that, hey, you could have a little off season or so. The Dallas Stars are on the road taking on the New York Rangers. So you got Dallas here of 17-5-4. Clearly one of the best teams in the league, especially on the road where they're 9-1. You have the Rangers here, maybe one of the worst teams at home, especially considering they're a decent club. I say they're a decent club. I mean, they're still battling out, trying to stay out of the cellar. They've fallen back into the cellar here of late. Both New York teams battling it out in the Metro. We know it's a tough division for sure, but 2-8-1 for the Rangers here, and Dallas, meanwhile, just blistering it up on the road, 9-1-3. They're on a 4-game winning streak. Wins over Ottawa, Utah, Seattle, and Edmonton. Meanwhile, the Rangers lost to Tampa Bay, as we said, 4-1 last time out. Snap 3-game winning streak here. The Rangers are 2-9 to the under at home so far this season. Let's go to the chat. and see what you have here in this one with the Stars and the Rangers here on uh, Tuesday night. Man, it still feels like the same deal, right? Yeah, the Rangers have grabbed a couple of wins at home here now, but still, they I don't know if they've fixed things. When you're in last and you're not winning at home, it probably means you're in last. All right, Islanders have lost four. I'm sorry, Rangers here. Get it right. Rangers here have lost uh, uh, seven. Count it out in my head here. Uh, I think it's four of their last seven, so it's really not a big deal here. Dallas though 5-1 straight up their last 6-1, and straight up their last seven on the road. They've lost five of their last seven games against the New York Rangers. Five of the last seven meetings between these two teams have gone under here at the Garden. That's once a year, basically. Rangers have gone under in 10 of their last 15, and they've gone under in 10 of their last 12 games at home here right now, as we said. But see what you guys have in this one. Man, just feels like a pretty cheap price for a Dallas team, with this Rangers team still just terrible at home. All right, you guys are helping me out in the chat since I screwed up the preview pretty good of this one. Mr. Western, Dallas Stars, America's team. All right, under here it looks like for Timmy Chushu. Let's see here. Under for Timmy in this one. Cal Dog likes the Stars. And Andrew says, they're overdue. Sometimes good teams do lose. Does that mean the Stars are due for a loss? Timmy says the Stars. And Michael says, Rangers would be contrarian here, I think. Yeah, I mean, they're a slight underdog, so will it go overtime? And, I'm not – I can barely skate. I can skate. I don't know if I can anymore. I mean, I haven't done that. I haven't put on ice skates in a long time. All right, maybe the Rangers can get it finally going together here. All right, and Stars for Andrew. All right, I got to take the Stars as well. I mean, when you're seeing these trends, not only I think you could kind of say, hey, you know what, the Rangers, they're not going to lose 8 out of 10. 30 games at home or whatever. They're not going to lose 30 home games. That might be fine if you're playing a team that isn't 9-1 on the road, right? And only laying $1.30. Maybe it'll be the Rangers night, but I think if we get this type of price, I mean, I could be 9-1 and 2-8. That sounds like the football game last night. Miko here for Timmy. And what's the Stars' puck line record, right? They're 4-16. So, yeah, might be tough to get a little extra money. Rangers are actually 9-3 as a puck line dog. Stars are let me get it right there. They're 4-16 as a puck line favorite, if that's what you meant, Senna. They're 10-16 on the puck line overall, but 4-16 is a puck line favorite. So that's not. They're not laying on. They're not getting enough take back there. Right, Michael. Right. Eventually, you got to give a little bit of respect to the data, or at least the past performances, right? Okay, next up. Maple Leafs on the road taking on Florida here. Like I said, I've been struggling trying to make sure I get the goalies right. A couple sites here say Hill to be in here today. In this one, Toronto's won 2 of 3 coming in. Panthers have lost 2 straight. Panthers come in 12-11-1. They're still not going to be healthy here, but Toronto 11-11-3, 500 record now, coming in off of a win over Pittsburgh on the road. This is their fifth straight road game here for Toronto, they're just 3-7 on the road, 1-7 as an underdog here. Panthers, meanwhile, come in here off of a couple losses. They lost to Calgary 5-3 at home last time out. They also lost to Philly. They've lost 3 straight at home, actually, coming into this one. Let's see if you guys have a play here with the Panthers and the Leafs here on Tuesday night. All right, and for the Panthers here, they come in here having won 6 of their last 7 games over the Maple Leafs. 6-1 last 7 games over the Maple Leafs. Get my script on the right page here. 6-1 over the last 7 games against the Maple Leafs at home. Toronto's gone over here. Still massive over. We've been talking about all season with these Canadian teams. Toronto wasn't even really part of it. I thought it was mostly Vancouver. Yeah, it was Toronto. You're right. They had that massive streak. There's 18-7 to the over this season, 7-3 to the over on the road. Meanwhile, Florida 13-8 to the over as a favorite. Florida is 8-5 straight up at home, but Toronto has lost 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two overall. Toronto's on over in 7 of their last 10 on the road coming in. Man, Toronto's been weak, but oh man, I don't know if I could pass up on $1.45 here, and it's a long road trip, man. But I kind of want Toronto. Let me hear you guys in the chat. Maybe you could talk me off this one, but here we go with. Yep, Michael's on the Leafs here. And Timmy, Timmy, I don't know if it's I'm just kind of going with what I'm seeing from some of the sites, but I don't know if it's going to be Hill to be. Yeah, Mr. Miho, hopefully it will be Wool actually, and I believe you there, Mr. Miho, because like I said, I've not been, it just when I see a couple of the sites saying one guy, and I'm like, man, I thought it'd be Wool in there too. Tex here. Good morning to Tex. Hello. Like I always remember Tex when I first met Tex. I said, man, this guy knows his way around a piece of fabric. Good old textiles. All right, Timmy here. He says with the 6.5, it's going to go over here in this one. It's tradition to fade the Leafs. It is, but man, okay, Marchand to get a goal. He was talking some smack, he says there. Florida, that's where Canadian defensive play goes to pass to die. Okay, take the Panthers. Says I can't. And I'm taking Toronto, Andrew. I'm sorry. I'm going to take the Leafs here. The price is too good for me to pass up. I think. Look, this Toronto team's had some issues. I get it here, but I'm taking them. They're not. They're not. It's been a long road trip. I even get that. Maybe they'll be, but they did just crush Pittsburgh 7-2 last time out. They did also beat Columbus on this trip. Lost at Washington. Lost at Montreal. And yeah, maybe the Panthers will. But if Wool's in there, at least it'll be a little bit more reasonable here. For Wool coming in, let's see here. Like I said, I'm not going to go into the stats here if I'm not totally sure. Like I said, I just haven't been getting it quite right. But Bobrovsky probably in there for sure. And Bobrovsky comes in here 2.87 goals against, 10-7 record, 88% save percentage. Oh boy. Well, what can I say about this one, gang? We've got the 2 worst teams in the league. It's not like basketball, where you might be 2-20 or something. The Flames are 9-14-4. Nashville's 8-13-4. But most people agree this is probably the maybe the two worst teams in the league here right now. Calgary's lost 2 of 3 coming in, but hey, Predators have won 2 of their last 3, and the Predators have actually 4-3 as a favorite this season. Calgary 7-16 as an underdog, but hey, they're 5-3-2 in their last 10. Here are the Flames. Calgary's actually won 4 of their last 6. They've gone 5-10 though in their last 15 against Nashville, but Nashville's lost 6 of their last 7 at home. They've lost 12 of 16 overall. 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams at Nashville have gone over. Calgary's gone over in 6 of their last 8, and Nashville's gone over in 4 of their last 5. Calgary's 12-15 to the over on the road. They're one of those Canadian teams going over pretty much every time. But Nashville also, like I said, a little bit of an over trend, a little bit of an over streak here right now. So let's see what you have here in this one with Calgary on the road here, taking on the Preds. You go to the chat all-stars here and see what you have. Okay, Preds and Calgary over here for Timmy. Oh boy, okay, I don't know. Flames team total over for Michael here. I'm glad Michael hung out in time for the hockey. And Timmy says these two teams pretty much an under reputation. Yeah, but not this year, right? We know Calgary's been a big time over. And Michael talking of the injury report here for this one on Tuesday night. Says Flurry. Okay, let's see here. Andrew says, let's see. Cinna figured out, says the Flames here. Mr. Mio says, just close your eyes and pick one in this one, right? Could go under. Calgary could shut them out. Cal Dog likes the Flames in this one. All right. Well, you got to make some choice here. I'm gonna go under. I'll go under in this one with Calgary and Nashville. Maybe I don't know what's gonna happen here. Maybe this would be the spot to take Nashville, I guess. But you got to be I called 1-800-GAMBLER to say, called 1-800-GAMBLER here, and they told me to take the Predators. All right, but I'll take the under. Canucks and Avalanche here in this one. Oh boy, another $3 favorite here with Colorado, man, and they, you know what? They get pushed to overtime a few times, but still just one regulation loss this season. Vancouver comes in 10-13-3. Colorado 18-1-6 now to keep this great streak going here. Crushed Montreal last time out, bounced back from that loss. OT loss anyway to Minnesota. Shootout loss, I think it was. Vancouver's lost 2 in a row on the road to San Jose and LA. Now they head out to Colorado for their 4th straight road game. They are 7-11 as an underdog, are the Vancouver Canucks. Meanwhile, Colorado 10-0 at home so far this season, taking on all comers. Doesn't matter. Man, who else? I mean, you can try to find some other teams, but right now it's Colorado and everybody else the way this is going. So let's see what you have here with this $3 favorite. There's an argument to be made that still, no matter what, even with these big favorites, that we're seeing a lot of 1-goal games. The Avalanche are 14-10 as a puck line favorite, but Vancouver's 11-7 as a puck line dog. Let's see how you have it here with these two. Got Vancouver's lost 5 of their last 6. They've gone over in 12 of their last 15 and over in 7 of their last 9 on the road. 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone under, and 6 of the last 9 between the two have gone under when playing in Colorado. Colorado's won 8 straight games at home right now. I'm going to take the under in this one at 6.5. I'm going to go under. It might be juiced to the under now. I know I have it on screen there. Let me change it at least. It feels like 6.5 under 15. You still have some comments on this one. And let's see here. Mr. Weskers is laughing at the big price here in this one, right? Showing some books even as high as $3.40. Timmy likes the Avs minus 3.5. And Cinna says, what is the puck line right? Yeah, 14-10 is a puck line favorite. Colorado puck line for Cal Dog. Canucks in that. Michael says Canucks win 10-0. 10-0 Canucks. All right. Can the Canucks do it? Because the Avs can't win every game, can they? Mr. Miho, Avs might even go. They might score 7 goals. Well, I hope not. I'm going to take the under in this one with Vancouver and Colorado. We've got a couple more games here on Night Moves, and we'll wrap it up here. But do have the Wild taking on the Oilers here. The Wild on the road. 14-7-5 this season. 11-10-6 are the Oilers with Skinner in here. Minnesota was on a winning streak before they ran into Buffalo at home. Buffalo came in and beat them. We took Buffalo in that game because they were coming in off a win over Colorado, and I was on the Sabres in that game. Obviously, Minnesota here pretty hot. Pretty hot coming in right now. They've won 7 of their last 8 overall. They've also beaten Edmonton in 11 of the last 15 meetings between the two teams. Edmonton's lost 4 of their last 6, although they did shut out Seattle on the road last time out. They lost at home against Dallas. They did beat Florida on the road and also had road losses at Washington and Tampa Bay. 6 of the last 7 games for the Oilers here have gone over. Edmonton's gone over in 6 of their last 9 against Minnesota overall, but Minnesota's gone under in 8 of their last 12.
Critical notice.
Also, the Oilers here 7-2 and 7-2 to the over at home for Edmonton this season. All right, man, the Oilers are an enigma, aren't they? Let's see what you got in this one. I think I want to take Minnesota. They're the hot team coming in right now. I might have to take them as a dog here in this one. All right, let's take a look. Michael says they'll lose by 3. Will Minnesota? Wallstedt, and he is confirmed, by the way, in net. One of the few goalies I saw confirmed here. He's 7-0-2 with Minnesota has basically gotten points in 11 straight games with Wallstedt in there doing a pretty good job. And of late, man, he's got 1.93 goals against, but 1.2 goals against in his last 6 games where he's gone 6-0. So I'm taking Minnesota. Enough said. Give me the Wild here in this one plus $1.30 or so. Cal Dog is with me on the Wild. And Mike says probably Edmonton here in the 6.352 range. Thinks it'll be an over for sure. Timmy says, you never know what you get for Skinner. And Andrew, he likes the Avs. And Mr. Miho says, you got to take Minnesota. All right, we got news here to report with Chicago taking on BGK tonight here in Las Vegas. You got Chicago coming in here off of a win that snapped. Both teams were on losing streaks. Even the Knights were. Chicago beat Anaheim 5-3 at home. They were on a 4-game homestand. They lost 3 of 4. Now hit the road. Vegas, meanwhile, a 4-3 win over San Jose last time out at home. That stopped a losing streak, but the big news is right there with Hart going to make his season debut here for Vegas. Uh, young goaltender. And hey, look, say what you will, but these guys were not in trouble here, is what it turned out to be. So let's give Carter Hart Carter Hart a shot here to prove that he belongs in the NHL. Recalled here for this game, and should be a big story here. He's going up against a fellow young stud goaltender here in Spencer Knight. So look, like I said, Hart, one of those guys off that junior national team with those legal troubles, but they, found not guilty, man. Let's go, Carter Hart. I'm here in Vegas, so, a little bit of a night span for sure. But Chicago, we know how good they've been here this season, done a terrific job right now. They're still just 11-9-1. They've come back down to earth here a little bit of late. They're still 5-4 straight up at home. Vegas 6-4 at home right now. They're not world beaters at this point. Man, Vegas, they play a lot of overtime games, don't they? They're 11-6-8. If you had to pick the tie here, this is the one, man. This is the one. 13 overtimes there. Let's see what you got in the chat if you want here with the Blackhawks and the Knights. And the season debut of Carter Hart. Chicago's lost 5 of their last 6. They've lost 12 of the last 18 games against Vegas overall, including 8 of the last 10 here in Las Vegas. But, man, 290? Come on. Vegas hasn't even shown anything that would prove for them to be, yes, are they a Stanley Cup contender? Sure. Yeah, but not $3, not against the Blackhawks team. I keep seeing there's the problem. I keep saying Knights because I got Knight with an S on the end on the goalie name. See, that's why I kept spitting on my words there a little bit. There we go. Knight against the Knights. And Hart. Maybe it was Corey Hart wearing his sunglasses at night. All right. If you know, you know. All right. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Vegas has lost 6 of 8 at home. Let's see what you got in this one. Stop the puns. Good game here for sure. On Tuesday night. All right. Mr. Westwood says it's over for Chicago. That was just a fluke so far. Maybe you're right. Cal Dog says Blackhawks, though. Yeah, I mean, that's a big price, man. I mean, come on. I mean, even if the Blackhawks are an imposter, you're still getting a decent price here on that puck line with this Chicago team. And Vegas, like I said, they're the kings of overtime, right? I mean, every game goes to, the Knights are the kings of overtime. Every game goes to overtime, it seems like, with the Golden Knights. Why wouldn't you want to consider the Blackhawks here? I'm going to take the Blackhawks on the puck line at +1.5 at -110. Give me the Blackhawks here. We'll see. I'm sure Hart will, be ready to go here. Let's see. Timmy says, Hart, you give me the over. He already is down on Hart. And Mike says, you got the rookie speed and the efficiency versus the seasoned veterans of the Knights. Hawks to go over 3.5 goals, says Timmy Two Shoes. Mr. Weskers is on the Chicago money line, but Andrew's on the Knights puck line. And let's see, Blackhawks had a losing record against the last team. Let's see here. I don't know. Knights, they haven't played yet this season. Chicago money line here for Michael. Just can't trust the Golden Knights. Can't. But he can't. Golden Knights take this in regular. Thank you, Michael. I misread that. Thank you. All right. I'll try that. I'll go with the Blackhawks. All right, the Caps and the Kings here in Los Angeles on Tuesday night. For the Caps, you've got uh, Thompson in here in goal. They come in 15-9-2. Kings are 12-6-7. They too are the kings of the overtime. Washington's actually won 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams, and Washington's won 4 in a row, and 7 of their last 8 coming in. They beat the Islanders, they beat Toronto, they beat Winnipeg, they beat Columbus. They're on a bit of a roll here. Kings, meanwhile, come in here off of a win over Vancouver, 2-1. But they had lost a few games before that. They also beat Ottawa here recently. But Kings are just 2-4 in their last 6 overall. They've gone under in 5 of their last 7. 7 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under. Kings are 3-7 to the under at home. They've gone under in 5 of their last 6 at home. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. So under mostly here. Now, granted, these sample sizes for these totals are basically almost 4 years worth of games. But, you know, when you look at historical trends like that and you say, well, it doesn't pertain. What it pertains to is more the travel for the franchise and not so much the personnel. All right, I'm taking the Caps here in this one with Thompson in goal. I know there's a lot of under move here, it looks like right now, but I'm going to go with the Caps here and Logan Thompson, 2.08 goals against, 91.5% save percentage. Kemper comes in here with a 2.38 goals against, a 90.5% save percentage. So 2 good goalies for some teams that play a few unders here of late for sure, but I'm going to take the Caps here on the road. Man, I didn't go with my totals tonight. I went with the sides in the NHL. And hey, it wasn't, let me see, it wasn't an awful night here in the NHL, I don't think, last night on Night Moves. We did have the Penguins yesterday. Yeah, we had the Penguins here on Night Moves yesterday. We also had the Ducks on the road here on Night Moves yesterday as well. All right. They like to go under in LA. Who's worse, the LA Kings or the Sacramento Kings? Caps Kings under for Timmy. Okay, you think I got you guys in here? Thank you so much, you guys. Michael says maybe under. I think he's saying there. Cinna, I'm glad you got a little parlay action in there. With Duke over, UConn plus, Bruins, Lightning, Avalanche. Wow, a lot of hockey. Thank you, everybody. We had a great time here on Night Moves. Here, have a great sports betting day on Tuesday, and we'll be back tomorrow night at hopefully around 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific. Whenever I can get the show together, looking at all my games and all my picks. Hey, we can't come on here without any picks. I mean, although a couple games I think I probably do. When I can't decide, that's why I need the chat all-stars. Hey, check me out over at tonyspicks.com and my premium pick selections here. Check out the handicapper leaderboards right now over at Tony's Picks and see who's hot. Take a look right now. Yesterday, there I am, 4-0. Well, the clock is ticking here, but I'm 5 and over the last week here, 36-17 over at Tony's Picks. And you see some of my buddies up there. You got Alessandro crushing it with these underdogs, 11.5 units. You got Justin up there practically going here near 65% over the last 7 days. Yeah, Al Ninos at 60% in there as well. And Justin over the last 30 days. Great job, Justin. 22 units to the good right now. On fire. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off all premium pick packages, including mine here on Tuesday. Make sure you check out Tony T in the morning show, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, to get you ready for the day's action with the panel. And also, don't forget, you got Alessandro's show here also that precedes mine as he gives you the look here from Vegas. And don't forget Rod in the afternoon with the drive-through, with the happy hour. So that's going to do it for me here on Night Moves. I'm back tomorrow. Really appreciate you joining me, hanging out here for the last. I said we'd get out of here in 90 minutes. Well, it took a little longer than that. See you tomorrow here on Night Moves for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Night Moves.